How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you this afternoon?
I'm pretty wet. It's raining out there.
I see. You know umbrella. My name is Ricky. Welcome to Casa. How can I help you?
Hey, Ricky, my name is Steve, and I'm known in the homeless community as Better Believe Steve. I think you were expecting me?
Yes. Give me a minute. Let me go pick up. Get with you.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, today, on this rainy day, I'm at Casa. It's an LBGT establishment. During the CCNV task force meeting the other day, as the city was assessing the needs of the homeless, I realized that we've been having some problems lately with that community. I don't know much about that community, you know. So in doing our due diligence, as we always do with streets, we're up here at the premier establishment organization for LBGT issues. And I'm waiting now for the executive director to come on out here and talk to me. And maybe I can learn a little bit more about this community. Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
how are you?
Steve Thomas, known as Better Believe Steve.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me here.
No, I was looking
I'm
for
very curious. May I have a seat?
Yeah, please have a seat.
I'm very curious and about you and your organization. Just the other day, while the city was holding a task force meeting on CCNV,
Correct.
it came to me that the issues in the LBGT community were not being addressed.
Correct.
So, you know, right in the middle of the place, I'm quick to raise my hand, and I'm saying that this issue needs to be addressed. And so the council, the committee realizes that this does have to be addressed, but I don't know nothing about this community.
Correct. Correct.
You know what I mean? To be perfectly honest with you, it's a community that only maybe 4 or 5 years ago that I was even willing to discuss.
Correct.
To be perfectly honest with you.
Correct.
But in my due diligence, I learned about this organization. So tell me a little bit about your organization, where I'm at, and about the LBGT community.
Okay. Well, you know, you're not alone. There's lots of people who really don't know much about the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community. And we're at Casa. We're a grassroots organization. We're a transgender organization that serves the needs of transgender people. And transgender people are those individuals that do not conform to when we are born. In my case, I was born a boy, but I never felt in my heart and my mind that I was a boy. So I decided to live my life as a woman because that is who I am inside. So I am transgender because, you know, I was born different. But we also work with people who don't necessarily go all the way. They just simply identify their who they are. They're different. We do work with, this is a multicultural gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender center. Mm-hmm. So we're a community center for this population. We open the doors 6 days a week. We are now in our drop-in center. So here we provide food, we provide clothing, and a lot of love, because this community tends to be rejected in many sectors.
So are you the founder of this organization?
Yes, yes.
And how long have you been in existence?
I have actually done my work in advocacy and speaking for the needs of the community for almost 20 years.
Really?
But the agency itself opened the doors to this center last June. So we have been here for the past year and a half. And while we are here, we address things within our own community like education. We talked about HIV prevention. We talk about health in general. And one of the biggest things, because those are the needs of our clients, is access to employment. And because I am an ex-homeless individual, it is also something that we...
Oh, you've been homeless yourself?
I have been homeless in the past. And prior to opening this agency, I experienced homelessness for a whole year. And there were very few resources. So I've always felt, working with other individuals in the city, that the city needed something where people can walk in and just be themselves.
That makes sense.
So, because a lot of our staff has experienced homelessness in the past or are currently homeless, we really look at homelessness in our community as a priority.
How many people do you have on staff here?
Well, full-time staff, and we are all volunteers, including me.
Okay.
It's 5. And we all work 6 days a week to make sure the place is welcoming for everyone, not only the LGBT community, but primarily the LGBT community.
Okay, is the straight community welcome to come in here and
we have neighbors that sometimes, because we do offer food and clothing, they come in.
So if I'm in the neighborhood, I can come in here and get a bite.
You can certainly do. You want to try now?
I see that.
We always try to make this is a home.
Right.
Right now we don't have bedrooms, and that's our dream. We want to open the first LGBT shelter. But in the meantime, we have a beautiful living room. We have beautiful space where you can just be yourself.
So let me put a hypothetical to you.
Yes.
If I just came in here and I just had pockets full of money,
Correct.
you know, that I gave you access to, what is it that the LGBT community needs most of all? What would their primary need be right now?
Because of rejection, you have kids that are right now away from their homes because their parents can't accept the fact that they're different. You have kids that do not finish school because they get bullied all the time. So therefore, at some point, they are trying to survive and they need access to a job, but they don't have education. So when they grow up and they try to become independent, they are forced to do things that they don't have to or they don't want to do to survive.
I understand.
So the things that are most important for our clients, and I can only speak about our clients, not in general of the entire LGBT community. Our clients need access to employment. Our clients need access to housing because many of them are homeless. So they need support. They need a place where they can have their very social needs met.
You mean something like maybe like a shelter just for this community?
We do. You know, we have had a lot of conversations in the past. I have done actually advocacy to talk about how this community needs to be welcome in the current shelter system, which we are not. There's a lot of problems when people like myself try to go to, for example, a women's shelter. Some of them, they don't want us to be there because they do not accept the fact that we are transgender women. And sometimes when we are forced to go into a male shelter, then we have to deal with the sexual harassment of the people that are in there, or simply individuals that they feel that we are not welcome there and we don't have to be there. So we have no option.
So you think more education in this area would work out?
I think it is
within, not only in the shelters, but in the community.
I think what it is important to be known as we talk about homelessness in general, we have to look at the different populations that are homeless. Who is homeless in this city? Yeah. And for a long time, people have never wanted to acknowledge that gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people were homeless because they are used to seeing an image that it's not, that it's usually people that are wealthy in different neighborhoods. A lot of people talk about the gentrification, how white people, you know, gay white people come in and they buy the homes and then kick everybody else. But not every gay person, not every transgender has access to that.
Right, so, you know, it's funny while you're sitting there talking, and I don't mean to be smiling, but as you're talking, you know, the one thing that comes to me is that I've always looked at the population as, this comes to me.
Yeah. And it
is. You know, and they have everything they need, and they don't need you.
And it is.
You know.
But it is because we are already wounded and rejected. So we don't want to be seen, even though we are experiencing these barriers, You know, people don't look at homeless people as, you know, the people. There's always a stigma there. We already come with a stigma because we're either gay,
Right.
lesbian, bisexual, and transgender. So if I have the option to look really good, to dress up really good, even though I don't have a home, I'm going to do it because I need to survive. So I think it is important that resources are allocated for education, for access. Currently, there's really no housing programs that are targeted for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender adults. There is a program for youth,
Yeah.
but it's always full. There's a waiting list all the time. So, but what happened if you're a senior? What happened in our community, in the LGBT community, once you hit 35, you're considered an elder.
Really?
If you're someone like me, 43, you're over the top. So therefore, a lot of the doors close because you're no longer beautiful and young. And that is just a culture within the community itself. But I think a lot of awareness is important. People need to acknowledge that homeless people are humans. I don't think that happens. And resources do need to be allocated. You know, sometimes I heard budget talk. They talk about, you know, 500 million here, 300 million there. But sometimes I think, can they just put $100,000 for this?
Just a little bit.
Yes. Just
This is definitely an issue that we're going to look into, and we're going to bring it before the task force, and maybe even bring this to the city council.
Yeah,
because this is what we do at Streets.
Well,
we want to represent those people that are unable to represent themselves.
And
so thank you so much for accepting me into your place.
Can I ask you something?
I look forward to our continued working together. You can ask me something.
Since you walked in, I noticed you have a little sparkle there. So you came in and you're sparkling already. See
What's that supposed to mean? Watch it. I better believe Steve. Until the next time.
Okay.
Y'all take care.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.